What is up, guys? Let me know if you can see my screen. What is up, guys? We're going to get started here in just a second. Let me know if you can hear me all right. What's up? As you guys are coming in, just put your name in the chat. I'm just going to set up here. Let me know if you can see me. Let me know if you can hear me all right. We'll go ahead and get started in just a couple minutes. Get my screen going here. All right. Cool. All right. Looks like you guys can you guys hear me and see me? And as you guys are coming in, awesome. What's up, Andrew? What's up, Loris? How's it going, guys? Let me know where you're tuning in from as well. We got Sharon in Ottawa. How's it going? How's it going? Excited to have you on here. Excited to be talking about this kind of new concept. Really, really cool stuff I'm going to be talking about today. And how to earn a full-time income using Airbnb without renting or subletting or buying a property. So what's up, guys? Andrew from Cali. Got people from Fort Worth in here. Charles. Rachel from Michigan. What's up, guys? Excited to have you on here. Hey, we got people from Miami, Florida as well. I got another screen over here. That's why I'm looking over here. We got Lynn from Massachusetts. Got a couple Rachels in here. What's up, guys? How's it going? All right. So I'm excited to be talking to you guys today. We're going to be diving into some cool new strategies, some this is, what's up, Joey? Awesome. I'm excited to see you guys. All right, so I'll get right into it. What's up, Nazar? Shannon. Awesome. If you put your name in there, I'll give you a shout out. Some of you guys, I can't read the names because, well, what's up? All right, so I'll just go ahead and jump right into it. Excited to be talking to you guys today. All right, so again, I'm going to be talking about a B&B agency. A lot of you are probably thinking, what the heck is a B&B agency? Let me talk about how to earn a full-time income using Airbnb without renting, subletting, or buying a property, okay? This is brand new stuff. We got people from Orlando. Samantha's in the house. Awesome. All right. So specifically to what I'm going to be showing you today is how I was able to make several $1,000s my first month doing this and how I've helped other people do the same with a very similar strategy, all right? So again, this is kind of like a new concept. Really excited to be sharing this today. All right, I'm going to teach you the fastest way to make money with Airbnb without owning a home, without having any experience or networks in real estate, and without risking any money on renting or subletting a property, all right? I'm going to be helping you basically land your first client in the next 24 hours. So that's pretty exciting stuff, right? So my goal for this webinar is basically to show you exactly how to get high-paying landlord clients right now who want to pay you to virtually host their property on Airbnb, okay? Even if you don't have any results to show and without the fear of not being able to deliver or get results, all right? And also, even if you've never used Airbnb before, this is for you, okay? Now, what you're going to learn on this webinar is secret number one, how this one type of client can bring in $10,000 or more per month. Secret number two, how to land your first client within 24 hours, okay? And secret number three, the one three-step system we use over and over again to get results for landlords, all right? So you might be asking, is this for me? Now, this is for people who are like 9-to-5 slaves, right? Employees who are slaves to their bosses, who are tired of making other people, dollars while they basically just get paid the pennies, right? So I'm going to show you how to get over that and start your own Airbnb business. Now, if you were kind of like me, how I was in the past, maybe you're a shiny object lover, people who aspire to be entrepreneurs, but they just can't decide what path to take or how to get started, then this webinar will show you the most direct, best way to get started, okay? Now, you might be a real estate agent. Maybe you're struggling in real estate. Maybe you're struggling house flipper or property manager. Those of you who basically are already in the real estate game but are struggling to make money. So this webinar is going to show you that 90% of what you're doing is unnecessary, how to focus on the 10% that actually matters, okay? Also, if you're successful in real estate already, but you're working way too hard, maybe you're, kind of like working yourself to the bone with never-ending showings, doing all this paperwork, and dealing with crappy clients, and this webinar is for you, okay? Now, I do need to point this out. The powerful information I'm going to be sharing with you today is in that it is powerful, but there are some rules here, okay? This is not a get rich quick thing, okay? This is not for get rich quick people. And if you're one of those people, then you can exit the webinar right now, okay? This is not effortless earnings, meaning while this is a much easier business than most, well, this still does require effort that you have to put in, okay? So there's no sneaky or misleading methods. You know, we make money by helping others, okay? We make money by helping landlords and our clients, all right? So neither my results nor my clients are typical results, okay? This business works because of the effort. So if you're lazy, you're not gonna work, then you can just get off this webinar, okay? Because that's not for you. But like I said, if you're willing to put in the effort, then you're actually willing to take this seriously, then you can make real money with this, and you can, you know, change your entire life. So let's get started, guys. And in order to kind of really get the full amount from this training, I want you to take notes. I want you to turn off your cell phone or, you know, silence it or whatever. Just don't be on Facebook, basically, and participate, okay? I will be doing my best to answer any questions in the chat, you know, after the presentation. So go ahead and throw them in there. I'll have someone from my team as well, you know, be looking at the chat, okay? So let me know, just give me a 1 in the chat box if you guys can hear me and see me, and you can see my screen, and everything's good on that end. And if you're excited about what we're going to be talking about today. All right, awesome. Seeing lots of ones coming in. Cool, cool, cool. All right. So for those of you who are brand new beginners, you might be asking, what is an Airbnb business? Now, an Airbnb is kind of like Uber, but for houses, okay? It's basically like you're creating a mini hotel, all right? Now, the cool thing about this is that anybody can start hosting on Airbnb. Why? Well, because literally you can go to Airbnb right now, sign up, and create a listing. Okay, so that's pretty exciting. Like I said, literally in the next 10 minutes, you can create your mini hotel. Now, here's a fact. Airbnb is growing, okay? There's 150 million Airbnb users and 1.4 million new users each and every single week. But can you guess how many listings there are? Okay, there are only 4 million listings. Now, 150 million users, 1.4 million new users each week, and only 4 million listings. What does this mean? Well, basically it means that there's a huge demand for Airbnb, and it's only growing. So do you want a piece of that pie? Because here is where the opportunity is, all right? Now, according to Forbes, there are more rentals on the market each and every single year, and this means that there are basically more owners that are likely to rent instead of sell, okay? And each one of these landlords need the same thing. What do they need? They need paying tenants. Is that making sense? All right, so where do they get these tenants? Well, they post their listings they post their property on HotPads, Craigslist, or Zillow, right? They do that, or sorry about that, guys. Let me know if you guys can see me. Looks like I got cut out. All right, I think we're back. Sorry about that, guys. Let me know if you can see me now. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Sorry about that. All right, I'll get right back into it. So basically what I was saying is Airbnb is growing like crazy. I mean, you even probably stayed in Airbnb your last vacation, right? So if Airbnb is becoming so popular and there are so many houses on the market, why don't landlords just put their house on Airbnb themselves, right? Well, this is why. Fact number 1, the average landlord is 55 years old, okay? Fact number 2, they're not that tech savvy. They don't know how to use social media, and they definitely don't know how to create and run an Airbnb business online. That's where you come in, okay? So this is how this works, right? You can go to Airbnb, you can make a listing right now, and you can start literally putting a property on Airbnb in the marketplace and literally get booked tonight if you wanted to, which is pretty freaking cool. So you might be asking, why would some people pay me money to make an Airbnb for them? Why wouldn't they just start, themselves? Well, this is basically the value proposition. See, landlords already pay property managers an arm and a leg, right, to manage their property for them. They're paying somebody. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to come in, and not only are you going to manage their property on Airbnb, but you're going to make them more money. So instead of them losing money, you're actually going to make them money. So basically, this becomes a no-brainer for landlords, right? Because you're going to, again, make them more money and handle the reservations. Now, you're probably thinking, Mike, why the heck do I want to manage a property on Airbnb? Well, one simple reason. Because it's going to, basically, you're going to make a lot of money doing it, and it can be automated, okay? That's the sneaky part of this. We can automate this process so that basically the management happens on its own. And now this is just reoccurring revenue coming into your bank account, and you can do what you want to do. And everything is running smoothly, and that's the game plan. All right. And again, the coolest part about this is you can literally get started in the next 10 minutes and start get on Airbnb and start making a listing, right? So you might be thinking, who the heck is this Mike Zave guy? Why should I listen to him? And actually, that's a really good question. Okay. So my name is Mike Zave. This is me. I look fancy all the time. Just kidding. Now, obviously, I'm kind of a relaxed, casual guy, but I've created a lot of successful Airbnb listings. Now, what's impressive is not how many Airbnb listings I've created. What's impressive is that I'm able to charge so much for the listings that I have. Okay. You see here, I'm able to charge a lot of money per night, and you can see I get 5-star reviews consistently, which is one of the reasons why I can charge so much, right? Here's another listing. You can see 5-star reviews. I'm able to charge a lot of money. Now, in full disclosure, I don't charge that much every single night, obviously, but I can charge a lot. I know how to basically maximize my revenue on Airbnb, okay? People call me the ROI guy, okay? The return on investment guy. And people come to me when they want to learn how to make the most money possible on Airbnb, okay? And the reason being is because, well, I used to be an engineer, okay? So I used to work, as an engineer in a robotics plant, basically, and I would do automated planning for robotics, and I, built all these cool things. You can see a picture of one of the projects and the drones I built on the right and on the left. So basically, I'm an engineer that turned to become an entrepreneur, okay? And I've taken my skills and I've created a formula to be successful on Airbnb, okay? That's why I'm able to do this, because I've used my principles and the skills I've learned in engineering and applied it to my Airbnb business. I've taken all that I've learned and I've applied the principles to create a wildly profitable Airbnb business, okay? And I'm gonna teach you those principles today, all right? So let's get started with this. I'm excited to kind of share a little bit more about my story and the strategies that we're gonna be diving into. Please take notes, because I packed a lot into this training unintentionally. It just kept getting bigger and bigger. So stay focused. I know there's a lot to cover, okay? So for those of you who don't know my story, I'll cover it real quick. Basically, this all started one day, several years ago when I was reading this book, The 4-Hour Workweek. Now, I'm sure some of you are familiar with it, but basically it's all about how to create a business that runs on its own so you can escape the 9-to-5 and travel anywhere and join the new rich. And I've been obsessed with this idea, basically, of creating passive income, being able to travel the world and live a life of financial freedom. I just never knew how to do it. I never knew what action to take. And I tried so many different businesses trying to get there, and I failed over and over and over again, okay? And basically, I tried e-commerce. I tried making a 3D printing company. I tried home automation. I tried all types of things. But eventually, I got stuck in that 9-to-5 grind, and I decided, I'm going to just climb that corporate ladder. I know it's super cliche. And basically, I got caught in like a cycle. I was like, I'm going to be promoted. In 2 years, my boss kept telling me I'll be promoted in 2 years. Just keep working hard. Keep exceeding expectations, Mike. Don't you worry, right? So finally, guys, to make a long story short, that 2-year mark comes, one day, and I'm so ready to be promoted, guys. I mean, I've been looking forward to this for months, and I remember like the day. It was a 9 o'clock meeting. I walk in there. I'm looking good. I'm looking professional. I sit down with my boss. And I'm like, man, so what's it going to be? Am I going to get a new project? I'm going to get promoted to the next level engineer. I'm going to get a new salary. Like, what's the deal, And we're sitting in this glass office, and he kind of sits down. He sips his coffee, and it's super, super awkward and nonchalant. And he says, so Mike, about that promotion, look, you're doing great, but the department just took a budget cut. So, we put your name in the hat for promotion. Your name is in the hat. And I was like, what the heck does that even mean, Like, I worked so hard grinding it out, and now I'm not getting recognized for what I deserve, right? And put that in the chat box. My name is in the hat too, Mike. If you ever felt the same way, if you felt like you were just not being recognized, or you felt like you deserved so much more, and the people weren't giving you what you deserve, that you're going all out, you're putting in your full effort, and just wasn't being appreciated. So it was in that moment that I decided to take my financial freedom seriously. That's why I started jumping into Airbnb, okay? So I basically started reading every single book there was about Airbnb. I watched trainings, I took programs, and everyone seemed to be saying something different. So I was kind of confused. Nobody had a really simple strategy that would produce results like clockwork, okay? And I wanted something simple, easy, and most importantly, reliable. So I kind of nerded out. I went on a search. I wanted to know, how much I can make on Airbnb. All right, I completely nerded out. And after months of work, I finally broke it down to the bare bones, 3 things you need to know and do in order to be successful on Airbnb. All right, so basically I broke it down and I determined this strategy. I call it my treasure map strategy, okay? So I put together everything that I learned over several months, and I created this strategy. I'll talk about this strategy later. I'll show you how this works. Basically, I decided to put this into action, and I rented my first property, okay? So I rented an apartment, and here's the deal, guys. The only problem was I had to pay $10,000 to get this Airbnb up and running. So I had to pay the first month's rent, I had to pay the security deposit, and I had to pay furniture, okay? So basically, I turned this empty apartment into this, okay? It became a beautiful Airbnb, and it turned out amazing, guys. Like, the results were incredible. You can see this first month here, the payout was $8,496. The very first month I was on Airbnb. Next month, $6,849. Next month, $8,873. So it definitely paid off, okay? The investment was totally worth it. It was working. I was so excited. The first 13 days, I made $18,870 in bookings that would be paid out over the next couple of months. Make sense? Cool. So I felt amazing. Like I said, I'm like, man, I cracked the code. I got this. But there was one big problem. In order to get more properties, I had to wait until I made back my initial investment, okay? So I was just basically sitting there, like wasting precious time. And so although I felt like I really was onto something, like I figured out and I cracked the code, I was being held back. I couldn't go full out. I got like frustrated. I was like, this is just too slow. I felt like I was sitting on a gold mine, but I couldn't dig into it. I wanted to expand right now. Can you guys kind of like relate to that feeling when you're just feeling like frustrated, like feeling held back? Like, you have so much potential, but just like you're stuck. You feel stuck. And that's how I felt. And I just wanted to expand. So I even started thinking like maybe I should try to find another business that I could grow faster, And I thought, well, one day I was talking to my friends and he basically said, look, Mike, you figured out this treasure map strategy, and it clearly works. You're really good at this whole Airbnb thing. If you want to expand faster, why don't you just do this for other people? And it was kind of like, duh, like in that moment I realized he was absolutely right. Like, that's the solution. Instead of renting properties from landlords, why don't I partner with the properties? This way I didn't have to have any lease. There was no rental cost, no security deposit. I didn't have to furnish, no $10,000 that I had to spend to get started. I could get started right away for $0. Literally, it was a partnership. I would get a commission of the revenue, but I didn't have to invest anything. So I didn't have to rent properties. I didn't need to have capital. Like, I didn't have to, again, first month's rent, last month's rent, security, furniture. I didn't have to do any of that. It was like opened up so many doors. And I started thinking, like, who would want this, So I started reaching out to local landlords and I told them what I did. And the coolest thing happened. The first month I started doing this, I landed 2 clients and ended up making $2,000, like I said, the first month running Airbnbs for clients. And that was reoccurring revenue that happened month after month, which was so exciting because it didn't cost me anything to do that. So without me even realizing it, I had just created an entirely new business model. I had just started what I call a B&B agency, all right? Now, because I stuck to the same strategy I used on my own Airbnb, my treasure map strategy, I was able to get massive results, and it only took about 3 hours to set up my clients' Airbnbs for the whole month. So it's pretty cool. So you can kind of get an idea here. Even like getting that first month, $6,572, and I get a commission of that. So 25% of that is $1,643, and I don't even have to I don't even have to pay anything. Here's another example, $6,190. Again, 25% of that is $1,500, right? I don't have to pay anything. I have no expenses. Here's another example. This property pulled in a lot of revenue this particular month, $11,331. And the rent for this property was $3,200. So imagine how much like the landlord would be elated when you show them that you're able to bring in this much money. And 25% commission of that, guys, is $2,833. That's insane. So I was able to grow and scale my business very quickly. Now, here's the cool part, guys. This is the best part. I automated the systems and let it run on its own. That's what I want to show you how to do. That's the most important piece of this. And the best part was, like I mentioned, I didn't need cash. I didn't need capital to do this. I didn't need to furnish any properties. Okay, I could expand this as fast as I wanted. And I automated the entire business, and I never had to physically be at any of the Airbnbs. I never had to be there, guys. So I could do this from anywhere in the world. I believe all this happened because every day I imagined what my life would look like if I had more money and a business that worked for me and not the other way around. Okay. So I literally sat down and visualized this for months and months before this even happened. I imagined making enough money to quit my job and live that 4-hour work week lifestyle. Okay. This is like kind of an example of what was on my dream, I call my vision board, right? I dreamed of making money while being on a beach in Hawaii. And this is the Grand Waikiki Hotel. And, so I set a date to quit my job. When that date came, I actually did it. I was able to quit my job. And soon after that, I actually went to Hawaii, living that 4-hour work week lifestyle. It was more like a 2-hour work week lifestyle, to be honest. I did all the things I always wanted to do. And the coolest part is that I actually got to stay at the Grand Waikiki Hotel. There it is right there. So that month, my business did better than basically any month before that. My business did over $10,000 that month. So I was growing my business, making more money, all the while, working fewer hours every single week and living my dream life. So it's all thanks to Airbnb. So how cool is that, guys? Do you want to be able to experience that? Because that's what I want to show you how to do, okay? So imagine, what would your life be like if you had an extra $10,000 per month or even an extra $5,000 per month? I mean, imagine that and just let me know, like put in the chat, like what would you do? First of all, do you think this is awesome? Like tell me if you think this is pretty cool. I want to know if what you think about this. And basically, I think this is the coolest thing, like that concept of using other people's properties, not having to pay a dime in expenses and get started, making recurring profit each and every single month on Airbnb. I think it's amazing. So I want to know what would happen if this worked out for you and you had your own Airbnb business, your own B&B agency. What is the first thing you would do if you made an extra $10,000 per month? All right, guys. Awesome. So now, I don't want you to think like this is only possible for me. You might be like, all right, well, Mike, he built robots, like he figured out Airbnb, blah, blah, blah. No. I don't want you to think that, all right? So a few months after I began crushing it with my agency, everyone started asking me how I was able to make so much money so fast with my B&B agency, right? So that's basically when I realized, I could help so many more people by teaching them how to do this. And that's what I did. So I taught people. I started my own online training program and my own mastermind groups. And, I've had the privilege of teaching over 100 people how to start a profitable Airbnb business. These are some of my students, who got started on Airbnb and they're just killing it. This is actually one of my students who watched a webinar like this, and before he was even in one of my programs, he actually contracted his first landlord partner on the first day. He says, Mike is the real deal. So it's been pretty wild ride. It's really cool to see my students kind of grow. And now because I've been able to do this for people, not only for my clients, but for my students, I got recognized and I was on some top-notch podcasts, which were really cool experience. I was on the Daily Grind and so humbled to be on that because it has some amazing people like Seth Godin and Guy Kawasaki was on this podcast, and it was just crazy that I was able to be on that. But basically, I think you can't. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So what I want to do, fast forward to today. Me and my group of students have refined a process like this, and right now I'm going to teach you how to do this for free. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to create little Airbnb listings like this on the left and turn them into money on the right. All right. So money for you and money for the landlords, the clients that you work with. So how cool is that, guys? If you guys are ready to get started with this, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat box. We're going to start with secret number 1, how this one type of client can bring in $10,000 or more per month, okay? And this is a very, very specific type of client, and that is the real secret to understanding this whole thing. So do you remember how I talked about that treasure map strategy earlier? Awesome, seeing a lot of ones coming in. Okay, well, that's kind of the big key here, okay? Now, if you recall, I was an engineer turned entrepreneur, right? So I was on a search for the absolute most profitable Airbnb in my city, right, in my town. And I was going to replicate. I was just going to replicate the most profitable Airbnb. Because if you guys know Tony Robbins, he always says success leaves clues, right? So what that means basically is if I could just find, what Airbnbs were already successful, I could mine the clues, if you will, and just copy them or model them, right? I want to model success. So if you recall earlier, I basically got obsessed with understanding the numbers, right? I became obsessed with finding the very best tools and strategies to maximize my returns, okay? So through my search, eventually I found a series of tools and a series of strategies that I put together, and I call them my revenue X-ray tools, all right? So with these tools, I can basically create like a treasure map, as I mentioned earlier, okay? And basically you're able to, with these tools, you're able to see exactly in your area which Airbnbs are making the most money, like exactly what I call the profit centers, where X marks the spot, okay? So, like I said, you can see where the exact gold mine locations were. I was able to see, the exact types of properties that were making the most profit, the kinds of properties to avoid, and the exact style of properties that attracts the most guests and makes the most money. So basically, like I mentioned, a treasure map, all right? So I soon realized that with this treasure map tool and with my analysis, I could virtually guarantee I would be profitable as long as I followed the footprints that I was seeing on the map, okay? So with these tools and strategies, I basically had the magic ability to accurately predict how much revenue I would make on any Airbnb in any location. It's pretty cool, right? So I could instantly look at any property and know exactly how much profit I would make each and every single month. It was kind of like I had a superpower. Now, I'm going to show you an example of one of these tools that I use. Now, don't freak out. I'm going to show some numbers and some graphs. I'll try to keep it simple, okay? But basically, what this tool does is it accurately takes in all of the past revenue information from all the Airbnbs in a particular area, and we can break it down on a month-by-month graph, okay? So again, don't get freaked out. I'll keep this simple. Basically, we can look at a month-by-month breakdown, okay? And the coolest thing here is, if you guys can see my cursor, you'll see this 50 percentile, which basically means average, okay? We'll call that average. Then we have 75th percentile, which basically means above average. And then we have 90th percentile, which means top property, okay? We want to be a top property. Everything I teach is basically how to be a top property, okay? Now you can see in this area, for 3 bedrooms, these top properties are making $10,000 in this month, right? Now you can even see in its very best month, the top properties here are making $15,000 that month. So pretty cool stuff. And again, guys, with our B&B agency, basically we take a commission. So if we got 25% of that month we would make $3,750 in just that one month with just that one property. So you can start to see like, whoa, this kind of makes a lot of sense if you find the right properties, right? And you kind of learn how to do this on a step-by-step basis. So now, as I mentioned earlier, they call me the ROI guy for a reason. And I'm going to show you later on how to become a top property. But basically, the general premise is, we use these tools, and that was just an example of one of the tools that we use. Okay, we use multiple tools, and we basically compile our treasure map, okay? And we can see how much revenue we're able to make in certain areas. You're probably thinking, like, how the heck do we find these types of properties, okay? Now, there is a science to this, and I'm going to break it down for you, okay? Now is a good time to wake up, take notes, and pay attention, okay? So, for example, let's say you want to move into this market. I chose South Florida, okay? So step number 1, choose a market, okay? Step number 2, you're going to use the revenue x-ray tools I just showed, okay? And you're going to find the profit center. Profit center is represented by this green area, okay? In this green area, basically we're seeing, hey, most of the money being made on Airbnb is in that profit center, right? Represented by that green area, okay? Now, I'm going to throw another word at you. Step number 3 is to find the golden rentals, okay? I know I'm using a lot of vernacular right now, so let me break it down. Profit center, think of it as like a rock mine, okay? So profit center is where we want to start mining for gold, okay? And the golden rental is exactly where the gold is located inside that rock mine. Is that making sense? So let's break down how this works, okay? Step number 3, like I said, find the golden rentals. Now, in order to find the golden rental, basically what we want to do is we want to ask ourselves some questions, okay? Questions like, how many bedrooms are making the most money? So is it the 2-bedroom properties that are making the most money? 3 bedrooms? 4-bedroom properties, okay? How many people should we accommodate? What types of amenities should we provide that will have the highest impact on our revenue? Okay, what property features seem to attract the most guests? Okay, basically, when we start asking ourselves these questions, we can get an idea of the best type of property. That's what we call our golden rental. Okay, the golden rental is a property that has all the best features, okay, based on these questions that we ask ourselves. So let me give you an example. In the first market that I went into, I realized that all the best properties had spiral staircases, okay? That's a pattern of profitability with a spiral staircase. So I knew all the golden rentals have spiral staircases. So what do you think I did, guys? I found a property with a spiral staircase. It's that simple, okay? So that's how we find our golden rentals. We find the features. Maybe it's a spiral staircase. Maybe it's a balcony, whatever it is. Maybe it has to be, in a certain location. We find out exactly what the golden rentals are, okay? Then we can look at our profit center. Basically, we look at our rock mine and find out exactly where the gold is, okay? So you'll see that you'll basically look in this area for rentals, and you'll see not all the rentals are obviously going to be golden rentals, but just a few of them are going to be golden rentals, and those are the ones that are going to make the most money on Airbnb. Is this making sense? Do I need to reiterate that? Is that, give me like a virtual head nod, give me a thumbs up, give me, okay, cool, I got it, Mike. This makes sense. I get what a profit center is. I get what a golden rental is. I understand what I need to do here, what I need to look for. All right, so this is how we make the most money on Airbnb, okay? By finding those golden rentals, all right? Awesome. Now you're probably thinking, how do I get those clients? And like, how much can I charge? And what's the system we use to automate it? Okay, cool. So don't worry, I'm gonna get to all of that. I'm gonna cover all, I know you got a lot of questions. We're gonna get to all of that. Now the system that I use to automate it, I call it the ACE method, okay? And then of course, we wanna automate the entire process. So there's the ACE method, we automate the ACE method, and that's how we can really run this business on full blast. I'm gonna talk about that, that's coming up at secret number 3. But right now, I wanna talk about how much you can actually earn with this strategy, okay? So what you can charge basically off the top, we want to go with 25%. 30% is what you're what you really want to aim for. Let's say on average, you're going to get probably around 25% if you do this right. Now, if you find a property that brings in $5,000 per month on Airbnb, 25% of $5,000 is $1,250 per month on average, recurring revenue right into your bank account. Pretty cool, right? Now, if you find a property that brings in $10,000, 25% of $10,000 is $2,500 per month on average, recurring revenue right into your bank account. Pretty cool, right? So imagine if you just got 4 clients. That would be between $5,000 to $10,000 per month in recurring income in your pocket. Holy crap, that's awesome, right? So when I realized this, it blew my mind. With the right strategies, anybody can get 4 clients. So what's in it for the landlord? What for our client, right? How much money, why would they want to do this? So let's break down the numbers for them so you can see why it's so worth it for the landlord, right? So if you think about it like this, the landlord has to pay, he's going to try to rent out his property. Let's say he's renting out a property for $2,500. Now, I know there's a lot of numbers here, guys, but hopefully you can follow me. I'll try to go slow, okay? So let's say the rent was $2,500. Now that landlord has to pay the mortgage, right? Mortgage is probably like $2,300. So what's the profit? Profit is only $200. Very, very small margin, very, very tiny amount of profit, right? Now, if you come in with the Airbnb strategy, now you bring in $5,000, right? So the landlord gets the $5,000. They got to pay the mortgage still, obviously, and you're going to take your share, your commission. But at the end of the day, the profit now to the landlord, even after their mortgage and after your share is taken out, is $1,450. It's a lot more than $200, right? Like, think about it, $200 versus $1,400, $450. That's 7.25 more profit for the client, the landlord that you're working with. That's literally like if they had 7 more rental properties. Like, think about that. Like, what's easier for the client, the landlord that you're working with, to get 7 more rental properties or just to work with you, right? So even if you make them, $1,000 or even $800, right? That's still way better than the $200 little tiny profit margin that they have, right? So you got to realize, if you can make them just a little bit more money, you have a lot of leverage, okay? So it becomes a no-brainer for the people that you want to work with. And when you put more money in the landlord's pocket, guess what? They pay you a commission, right? So you put more money in the landlord's pocket, they pay you. More money in the landlord's pocket, they pay you. Are you guys starting to get it and making sense, right? Okay, so, and every single month, the landlord or the client keeps getting paid. So what do? They pay you, okay? Now, the next question is, how do I get results for them, right? So before we go on to that, like, tell me if what we've seen so far is awesome. Tell me if you're excited about this. Think about it for a second. I showed you the process to find the golden rentals. I showed you you only really need 4 clients to have a really nice income. Are you excited? Let me know in the chat if you're excited about the possibilities. We have more to cover, and you're probably thinking, how do I get results for clients? How do I do this? Don't worry, we're going to cover all of it. So we're going to get into that. And that's, like I said, getting results for clients is secret number 3. But I want to go ahead right now and cover secret number 2, okay? So secret number 2 is how to land your first client in 24 hours, okay? So you understand the type of client that you need, right? And now I'm going to teach you how to actually land that client, okay? So I'm going to teach you how to get results. Then we're going to talk about how to get results for the client. It's a very simple process. So right now, secret number 2, how to land your first client into the first within 24 hours. All right, so most people think you need results to show before you can get clients, right? They think that you have to have all these crazy testimonials, all these case studies before you can get a client. Now that does, I'm not gonna lie to you, let's not BS each other here. It does make it a lot easier. In fact, if you have a ton of these case studies or even one case study or a testimonial, it becomes really easy. You could be like really bad at sales and still close clients like crazy. But there's a way to land your first client that's pretty darn easy, okay? And when you land that client, then it becomes basically way easier to get more clients, right? Because if you get results for that first client, then it becomes way easier to get your next client, okay? All right, so let me talk about how I got started getting clients, using the strategy, using my B&B agency. So basically, when I first started, I didn't know the best way to get clients. So I literally started running Facebook ads, okay? And I spent like a lot of money on Facebook ads and it didn't work, okay? So I'm gonna teach you all the ways not to get clients right now, okay? Then what I tried is there used to be this thing on Airbnb called co-host. So you could go on and I set my account up to be a co-host, and I was on there for a long time and nobody ever messaged me. Actually, I think I got like one message and it was from somebody who like had the opposite of a golden rental. He's like, no, I don't really want to work for this person. So the point is that didn't work. Okay. Then I tried going on like the Airbnb like community forums and posting in there. Waste of time, didn't work. Okay. So at first, like I was like, man, none of this is working. I thought my plan was a total dud. Okay. Then I had this thought. Who can I help the most with the least amount of effort? Okay. And I realized it's pretty obvious, I guess. Why not go directly to the source? Why not just look directly on Airbnb, right? Why not just try to find struggling hosts on Airbnb, help them make more money, and most importantly, help make their lives a lot easier, okay? So you're probably thinking like, okay, I'm kind of following, but I don't totally get this. Look, check it out. Let me tell you a secret, guys. Before I figured out my ACE method, this was me, okay? This is me trying to run my Airbnb business. I literally was super stressed out because I had no systems in place. Like I was trying to clean the property. I was trying to greet guests. I was trying to communicate with all the guests. I was trying to do everything. I didn't have a system and I was totally stressed out, okay? I was trying to play Superman, okay, going back and forth. I had a 9-to-5 job and I ran my Airbnb on the side and I was a total amateur, okay? And I got burned out, okay? Because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have systems. I was trying to do everything. And guess what, guys? This is how most Airbnb hosts feel. Like the majority, 95% of Airbnb hosts are total amateurs. They don't know what they're doing. They have a 9-to-5 job. They're trying to just make some money on the side. So all you need to do is reach out to these hosts and let them know that you can help them. That's it. It's not rocket science. And this is how you're going to get your first client, okay? So you're probably thinking like, Mike, what the heck do I even say to these people on Airbnb? How does this work? Okay. So do you guys want to know right now exactly what to say to get your first client? Let me know, put a 1 in the chat box. Just give me a virtual head nod. I can't see you guys, so sometimes it gets lonely out here. Like I'm like, are they still there? All right. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to show you exactly how to do this, right? Awesome. Appreciate it. Okay, so you're going to go on Airbnb, and don't do this right now because you'll get kicked out of the webinar and you won't be able to watch the rest of the training. So you can maybe do it on your phone or just do it afterwards, okay? I appreciate you guys putting things in the chat. All right, awesome. So you're basically going to go on Airbnb, okay? Put in a location, put in a market. I put in South Florida again to kind of be congruent with our previous example. And you're going to see all these listings, okay? All these listings on the side start coming up, okay? Now, we're going to look for something very specific, okay? And I want you guys to participate right now. Imagine this is class. What are we going to look for, guys? What do you think? Can anyone guess what we're going to be looking for when we're looking on Airbnb, okay? Something very specific that we're looking for. Boom. We're looking for a golden rental, okay? Does it start to make sense? We're going to find the golden rental, but here's where it comes. This is where it gets interesting. You're going to look for a golden rental that has potential, but it's not currently operating at that potential. Is it making sense? You see where I'm kind of going with this? This is where you come in, right? So here's my analogy, guys. You're going to basically you're going to find a rental that, let me break it down. gold doesn't always look like gold before it's polished, right? Your job is to come in, find the gold, and polish it up. Make it look shiny so people want to buy it. Am I starting to make sense? Okay, so your job, like I said, you come in here, you polish up the listing, you make the listing look great. You have you start attracting guests with great titles, great descriptions. You start redoing the pricing so they can make as much money as possible. And most importantly of all, you automate it so the host doesn't have to worry about anything. So now you just took this to this, all right? That's where you come in, okay? Okay, so basically you're gonna go on Airbnb, okay? And you're gonna find a property that has potential, right? That you think, this property can really make a lot of money, but it's just not there. So I actually chose an example here. This is a golden rental because it's in a great location. Okay, it has all the features that we need. Okay, it has the key things that we want, but the pictures are just awful. Okay, everything's also in Spanish. I don't know if this was the best example to choose because everything's in Spanish, but obviously, it should probably be in English. The response rate is low. The pricing doesn't really make sense. So this has potential. We can help this person. Now you're going to reach out to that host. Okay, and do you want to know exactly what to say to get them to want to work with you? Well, before we get into that, what you're going to do specifically, okay, you're going to go on Airbnb, go on their profile, and this is an important point. Just take a note of this. You're going to set the dates, okay, to contact them to be as far in the future as possible, okay, the very last date you can, because the way this works, when you contact the host on Airbnb, they basically think that you're trying to book their place out. So if you put the closest date, they're going to see it and freak out and be like, oh man, someone's checking in today. Or someone wants to come in today. Put it far in the future. So they might see it like, oh, for March or whatever is in the future, like 6 months in the future, like, okay, whatever. They won't freak out about it. And they'll read your message, okay? So you're going to go in, instead of clicking the book button, you're going to click this button right here. It says contact host, all right? And you're basically going to just put a message, something like this, all right? You're going to say, start off by saying, hi, I absolutely love your property, especially the blank. Put in something, give a little personal touch. Maybe you like the living room decor or whatever it is, some kind of furnishing, whatever. Just say that you really love the property because of this. Then you'd want to say something along the lines like this. I'm actually reaching out to you today because I noticed 3 minor changes that can be made to your listing that will significantly increase your bookings. So now you caught them. Like, oh man, that's because every Airbnb host wants more bookings, okay? Especially if they're struggling with this, right? So you say, me and my company specialize in the Airbnb search algorithm, and there are just a few minor tweaks you can make to allow you to maximize your bookings, okay? I'll talk about the Airbnb search algorithm in a second. Don't worry about that. We'll talk about that. No worries, okay? Then you say, we also manage every aspect of Airbnb. So if you're tired of communicating with guests, greeting them or cleaning up after them, we handle all of that for you. Anyways, if you're interested, I'd love to chat with you and give you a free consultation on how you can significantly increase your bookings. Looking forward to speaking with you. Boom. Okay. Now you've pretty much got their attention because you're like, man, there are 3 things that the host reads this, like, there's 3 things I could be doing to increase my bookings. Man, I want to know what those things are. And this person knows, like, specialized knowledge. Oh, and they're going to handle my communications and with reading it. I'm tired of running back and forth from work. Like, this would be awesome, right? So you caught their attention, okay? Now, when you do this right, people will respond, okay? And if you want to put this method on steroids, you can add a credibility packet, which can just kind of be like a little PDF document that talks about what you do, some of the strategies that you use, all kind of like essentially gives you credibility, okay? And I'll talk a little bit more about that later on. You don't need that to get started, but as you start getting, some clients, you want to put that packet together, and you can put even like reviews you have in there, some partners that you have, like things like that, and it'll make it, kind of put this on steroids. So obviously that's like after you get your first one, but just know you can really make this very, very effective, okay? Now, disclaimer, here's the thing, guys, very important. You can't send out too many messages at once on Airbnb, or they might flag your account since you aren't actually booking the places that you message, okay? So you only send out a few a day and use an alternative account, okay? Use an alternative account. So keep in mind, this is how we get your first client. This is not our long-term strategy. This is just how we want to get started, okay? So in the long run, like later on, we want to go for landlords and real estate investors because they're going to pay you the big bucks, okay? That's when you're going to be able to get that 25, 30% commission, okay? So this is how we scale rapidly. But with the Airbnb method, going directly on Airbnb, this is a great method to just get started right now. Like you can literally go right after this and get your first client. Like you can get started right away. Okay. So when you execute this properly, you should be able to land at least 2 to 3 clients per month. Okay. And each property should generate on average about 1,000 per month. Okay. On the low end. So just 2 new properties per month, that's $2,000 in recurring revenue each month. And if you got even a little bit, like I said, if you got 2 to 3 properties in just a few months, you should be at 10 properties or more. That's $10,000 per month, on average, recurring income. And again, that's like the low end. If you got those higher end properties, then you really don't even need 10, right? So at $10,000 per month, guys, that's $120,000 per year. Okay, that's kind of crazy. To make $100,000 per year at a traditional job, it takes qualifications, decades of experience, and hours of slave labor. Even after all of that, most people, they don't even get $100,000 per year. But when you start a B&B agency, like this is like the norm, like this isn't that hard to get to. This is like the short-term goal. Many move beyond this, okay? And, of course, you can like hire an assistant. Let's say you hire an assistant at $20,000. So that's a nice $100,000, like I said, okay? So what would you do if you're making $10,000 per month with your Airbnb agency? It's pretty cool, right? So I'm hoping this is starting to make sense. You're starting to see all the pieces come together. You can see how you can get your first client. You can see the strategy we use to find the most profitable clients, right? And now you're probably thinking, all right, awesome, but how do I actually like get results for the client? Once I got them, and they're like, yeah, Mike, I want to work with you, or, your name, I want to work with you. And they're like, okay, yeah, awesome, let's do this. You've contacted them and you're excited about it and they're excited about it. How do you get them results? Okay. Awesome. We got people in the chat saying they travel the world staying at Airbnb properties. Yep, that's exactly what I love to do as well. All right. So I'm going to show you right now the 1 3-step system we use over and over again to get results for clients. All right. Okay, let's get to it. Now, like I told you earlier, this used to be me. Okay. And I was basically running around trying to be Superman because when I first got started, my calendar looked like this right away. Okay. When I first got started, I was very successful on Airbnb right away. That's because I learned how to maximize my bookings right from the start, okay? I studied the Airbnb search algorithm that allowed me to get basically fully booked almost each and every single month. The problem with that was I didn't have the ACE method developed. I didn't have systems in place, so this was literally me all the time, running back and forth from work to trying to go greet a guest, trying to clean after the guest, do everything myself, okay? That's when I realized, I need to come up with a plan. What are the critical pieces of this business, that need to be automated? And if I had them fine-tuned, everything would run smoothly. That's what I was asking myself. So that's when I developed the ACE method, okay? So I know this sounds kind of fancy, but we'll explain all this, don't worry. So I soon realized that there were really 3 components to this B&B machine, okay? I'm going to teach you what those 3 components are right now. Okay, this is how you get clients results. This is the system. Step 1, attract the guest onto your Airbnb listing. Step 2, capture them to make a booking. Step 3, ensure that they have a great experience. Okay, this is the ACE method, and we're going to dive deep into this. So make sure you're paying attention. This is when you really want to take notes. Okay, all right. So it's a 3-step process. Like I said, attract, capture, experience. Okay, so how are we going to attract guests? Well, first thing that we're going to do, so we're going to have fantastic photos, okay? We're going to have professional photos, naturally lit, a lot of lighting, wide angle, okay? It's critical, guys. This is what's going to separate you to be a professional in Airbnb is your photos. This is how you're going to attract guests in, because guess what? When they're scrolling through that search on Airbnb, all they see are photos. So you got to have the best photo to attract them in. Next step, capture them. What does that mean? Well, once they click onto your profile, you've got to have the right words, okay? You've got to be able to say the right things. You've got to have the right description, title. You got to have the right amenities, and the rest of your photos, now that they're going to be able to see the rest of your photos, have to be, spectacular and really show them what their experience is going to be like, okay? And that's where we move into our last one, experience. This means that we can get 5-star reviews, consistently over and over again. How do we do that, okay? So let's break this down, guys. We're going to get into each one right now. Okay, attract. Attract basically breaks down into like the things I just mentioned. photos, but there's more than just photos, okay? It's also a great title. You can see here, you'll see a photo and a title, okay? So you gotta attract them with your photo and your title. Now, probably thinking, what about search rank? What do you mean? You notice how this one's at the top of the search rank? This is where you wanna be, guys. You wanna be at the top of the search rank, okay? Of course. So let's talk a little bit about that. We'll get into that in a second. I have some more to do. But secondly, all right, capture. Capture is great description, amenities, and pricing, as we talked about a little bit a second ago. So this is kind of what description looks like. And we're going to get into detail in a second here. Last one is experience. So basically what experience means is it has to be a clean property. It has to be clean, squeaky clean every single time. Okay. It's got to be easy for them to check in and check out. Okay. And there's got to be instructions for them. Okay. So they know what to do. And of course we need to automate this entire process. Okay. So again, attract, capture, experience, automate the entire thing. The reason we want to automate it is so that we can get more than one. So we can get multiple Airbnbs, having them running on their own, so we can be in Hawaii, making money, doing whatever we want to do, right? So, okay, so let me show you a little example of a listing I made for one of my clients. Basically, it looks like this. You can see beautiful photos, great title, great description, okay? And with this listing, we're able to make, we basically generate tons of interest and booking after booking. And when bookings are coming in like crazy, that means the landlord makes a lot of money. Okay. Again, guys, when the landlord makes a lot of money, they pay you a lot of money. Landlord makes a lot of money, they pay you a lot of money. Okay. So now we're again kind of diving a little bit one step deeper now. Now you're familiar with the process. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. I know there's a lot of information. I'm trying to break it down simple for you guys. Okay. Attract. So we talked about this earlier. Beautiful photos, titles, top of the search rank, right? So this is an example of a beautiful photo. What do you guys recognize about this photo? Maybe I touched on it earlier. Do you remember what I said? The biggest thing here is natural lighting, wide angle, very bright, okay? We don't want to have too much lighting from the lamps or the lights themselves. We want natural lighting. This is where you get a professional photographer, okay? Now, when it comes to search rank, you want to be at the top of a search rank. Now, there are 51 or more factors that affect the search rank of your Airbnb listing. Obviously, we don't have time to go into all of those factors, but the most important one is that you use what's called instant book. Okay, it's a setting on your Airbnb. Make sure instant book is on. Write that down. Instant book. Make sure I have instant book on. So that's the most important thing. There are tons of other factors. Not enough time to go into them, but that's a huge one. Okay. Next is capture. Okay, we want captivating listing, great amenities, and pricing. Okay. Now, by great amenities, basically what I mean is that we want to have little things like little shampoos for them. Okay, we want to have makeup pads or Q-tips. We want to have teapots and coffee for them. All these little things add up and really give your listing that little push to capture your guests, to make them want to book your property, okay? Because they see, wow, this person's really going to take care of me. They really put a lot of effort. Maybe that means you have ironing boards and steamers and hair dryers, little things like that, the amenities that are in the listing that are really going to help capture your guest, okay? And what was the other thing, guys, if you remember? Pricing, all right? Now, I know this looks kind of fancy. Don't worry about it. Basically, we can use tools to know exactly when to price high and when to price low, okay? So we're going to use tools to tell us the supply and demand, so when we should price high and when we should price low, okay? So last one is experience, okay? 3 simple things for experience, guys. Keeping it simple here. Step number 1, automate the check-in. Oh, you guys can hear me. Let me know if you guys can hear me now. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me. Just put a 1 in the chat box if you guys can hear me. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Yeah? Okay, perfect. Awesome. All right, guys, so I'm going to keep going with this. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Appreciate it. All right, so are you guys following along so far? Let me know if I'm going too fast. Let me know. If you need me to slow down. All right, cool. Just let me know that you guys are following along. Okay, now, sweet. So all right, so we're on experience. Now, there are 3 things for experience. Automate the check-in and checkout. Automate the check-in and checkout. Number 2 is great cleaning crew. And number 3 is automated messages with instructions, okay? So how are we going to automate the check-in and checkout? Boom. Digital locks, guys. We don't want to deal with any keys, no keys whatsoever. We just want to have digital blocks, digital check-in, okay? This way you never have to be there. Nobody has to be there. Just check in automatically, okay? That's the first thing. Next thing, we're gonna have a great cleaning crew and we're gonna give them a checklist, okay? So they just check everything off one by one, make sure it's always a quality clean. That's huge, all right? And the last thing, we wanna have automated messages with clear instructions, okay? Literally this happens automatically. It's like auto reply type of thing. Just automatically sends the guest messages so you don't have to worry about it and they get their instructions automatically whenever they need them, okay? So go through that one more time. Check-in, cleaning, messages, okay? We're gonna use digital locks. We're gonna use a cleaning crew with a checklist, automatic messages. Boom, all right, I hope that was simple. I hope you guys got it. That's the ACE method. That's all you need to really streamline this business, okay? So we talked about secret number one, how this one type of client can bring in $10,000 or more per month. We talked about secret number two, how to land your first client within 24 hours. And we talked about secret number three, the 3-step system we use over and over again to get results for landlords. All right, awesome. I know we covered a lot of stuff. Now, is it cool with you if I share something special that I put together for you guys? For those of you who want to kind of go a step deeper, I know that we only had, so much time. I wanted to be respectful of your time. So I try to fit in as much information as I could. But for those of you who want to go deeper, let me know if it's cool if I share something special with you, a special offer I put together. All right, thanks guys. All right, cool. So at this point, guys, you really have two options, right? Option number one is, try to do this all yourself. Go at this, take all the information I shared today and try to do it yourself. Go out there on your own, right? Or option number two, you can get it right the first time by learning from someone that has done it successfully over and over again and have taught other people how to do this successfully, all right? So if you go with option number two, just put option two in the chat box if you think that's the best option. So put a 1 if you want to do it alone, 2 if you want to get some help to set this up. All right. So if you chose option number 2, that's a smart decision, and here's why, okay? All right, seeing some 2s in the chat box, awesome. So these people right here are basically, students that I've worked with, okay? And they're building their Airbnb businesses, okay? So they all have one thing in common. They've all purchased a premium product from me, and this premium product is an online training and mastermind community, and that's why I'm so happy to kind of announce this new product for you guys today. It's called the 30-Day B&B Agency, okay? Now, the methods that I've shown you today only scratch the surface and are really not even a dent, okay? It's enough to get you started, and it's enough to get you out there and get your first client. But if you really want massive results and you want to make sure that you're doing it right and scale quickly and hit that $10,000 mark, then that's what the 30-Day B&B Agency is for, okay? So like I said, the B&B Agency is all about helping you create a profitable online Airbnb agency and get it up and running in the next 30 days, okay? So here's what the course covers. In module 1, I'm going to go into detail, and it's about how to get results for your clients, how to attract the guests in with the right photos, and how to get to the top of the search rank, okay? We're going to go deep into the ACE method, okay? So capture how to create captivating listings and capture those guests, and 3, how to automate the hosting process so guests can check in and out automatically and focus on their experience so you can get 5-star reviews consistently, okay? Module number 2, we're going to talk about landing your first client. I'm going to be diving deep into getting that first client. I'm going to talk about the perfect client formula, which is everything you need to know about setting that up. I'm going to show you how to set up your entire new business in 72 hours so you can start accepting payments. I'm going to go deeper into how to land that first client in 24 hours in way greater depth. I'm going to talk about I'm basically hand-holding you on how to make this happen, a step by step. Okay. So we're also going to be talking about how to onboard your first client and how to set up your your client's Airbnb account. Okay, so everything you need to know about that process, choosing clients right from the beginning and structuring the deal, everything you know about landing that first client in module 2. Okay, module 3 is all about scaling to multiple clients. Okay, growing your business with high-paying properties. Okay, using that treasure map strategy to find the highest-paying properties so that you can land those clients and make the most money with those clients. Okay, so how to create winning case study presentations that instantly close deals for you. I'm going to show you the holy grail of clients, the 1-hour setup client. I'm going to show you how to close prospects on the phone and get paid to do so, and advanced phone closing. So if you do get a client, like we talked about earlier, if you get that phone consultation, how to close them easily, okay? I'm gonna show you how to do all of that. Now, module number 4 is managing your agency. Talk about how to run, automate, and outsource your agency so you can scale and manage your B&B agency. You know, how to use Slack to manage multiple clients, you know, and your business. How to automate your business communications to save you time. How to hire VAs, assistants, and salespeople. And I'm going to show you those 51 search ranks secrets and how to optimize your listing. So we talked a little bit about search rank earlier. I'm going to show you, you know, all the settings that you need to set up so you can optimize your listing. Now, you'll learn more in this course than you could ever, you know, in traditional college, and it's only 30-day course, okay? It's not 4 years. Now, let's talk about format. Now, for the 30-day B&B agency, you know, this is a self-paced course. You know, study at your own pace. It's available on desktop or mobile. It's lifetime access, 24/7 availability, and you get access to all future updates free of charge. So let's talk about the most important component yet. Most people join these programs, they learn the steps, and they hit one single bump and they give up. Why do most people give up from the first bump in the road? Well, most people give up, and to be brutally honest, is because of their environment. Their friends and family cannot understand what they're trying to do. They doubt them, and they're not usually that supportive, okay? So success thrives in an environment of support and withers and dies in an environment without it, okay? So I know what that feels like because I've spent years in you know, a group of friends and family that were underachievers and kept me down, okay? So once I started hanging around successful people, I became successful. So you need to be in an environment of people that speak the same language, that have the same mission as you, okay? You need to be around people that lift you up and encourage you and not put you down. So that's exactly why I created the B&B Mastermind community, okay? It's a community of people doing and succeeding at this exact thing. And I'm more than willing, they're basically more than willing to help you succeed as well, okay? So the B&B Mastermind community, you're able to ask questions, get help as you need it. You get a second pair of eyes on your listing. You get help with your processes. You grab an accountability partner, and you get emotional support when you feel frustrated, okay? So we're here to support you, to make sure you succeed and pull you up so you can absolutely succeed at this, okay? Let's take a look, you know, inside the community. So one of the things, you know, the most important thing that I actually forgot to mention here, it's important to understand some of these concepts, all right? Well, one of the biggest things, guys, that I wanted to add into this was a listing critique videos, all right? So what this is I'm gonna show you why some listings fail and why others succeed. I'm gonna show you how to fix these problems fast. I'm gonna give you advice basically on how to get the best listing possible, okay? So I'm gonna show you literally step by step. I'm gonna show you a client's listing before and after. I'm gonna show you what they did to make it, you know, a loser to a winner, okay? So these critique videos are gonna be super, super helpful when you're building that listing, all right? So the real secret to all of this is choosing the best clients and properties that are gonna make you the most money, okay? So that's why I wanted to include a training on the treasure map strategy. Okay, this is my exact step-by-step process, how I built my ultra profitable treasure maps, okay? How to find the best locations on Airbnb, how to find those profit centers, like we talked about, if you remember, those profit centers, those gold mines, right? And how to create that golden rental model so you know exactly what to look for. Okay, then I'm going to show you how to basically contact these landlords with those golden rentals. Okay, so I'm going to show you the step-by-step process, all the tools that we use for the golden rental strategy, you know, the treasure map strategy, how we build our treasure maps, how we identify the best rentals and make the most money on Airbnb. Okay, this is a step-by-step process. It's extremely useful, and it's like over the shoulder. You literally watch me do it step-by-step. So it's a really cool training. I love that. All right, so finally, I want to make this as easy as possible for you to get the ball rolling. So I'm going to give you, you know, the actual sample proposals and contracts, you know, exactly how I structure my agreements and documents in writings, the terms and arrangements for my clients. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I can't give you like a legal document, but I'm going to show you examples of how I structure my contracts, and you can take that and use that at your own, you know, as you will. Okay. So here's a summary of everything that you're going to get. You're going to get the complete 30-day agency, the B&B agency, right? And that's $2,997 value. You're going to get access to the mastermind group, which is $1,997 value. You're going to get the listing critiques videos, which is $997 value. The treasure map strategy, and this is super important, guys, again, because with the treasure map strategy, you're going to be able to identify the most profitable properties. And then you're also going to get sample proposals, contracts, and onboarding videos, for which is of $997 value. Total value so far of $9,985. Now, think about this. If all this did was give you 24-hour access to people who are ready to help you with your B&B agency, would it be worth it? If all this did was show you the exact steps taken to create basically, you know, better lives, people quit jobs and obtain freedom, would it be worth it? If all this did, think about it, was allow you to land one client and added $15,000 per year to your income, would it be worth it? Okay. You can see why it's a good deal at $9,985. You can see why people are willing to pay me up to $5,000 for one-on-one coaching, okay? I do have a high ticket program, guys. People pay me $5,000 to have one-on-one coaching with me, okay? However, because you sat through this entire presentation, I know you're serious, so I'm gonna make you a very special one-time offer, okay? So I had two choices. I could either make this, super cheap, kind of give access to everybody, or I could charge a little bit more and provide better value for you guys, okay? And that's the option I went with because I wanted to make sure that everybody had all the tools that they needed, all the help they needed, so I could continually be there for you guys, show up for you guys, and also add new things to the course as we progress together, okay? So if you want to get started, you can get started today for 2 payments of $597, okay? So you can get started today for 2 payments of $597, or you can get started and save $200 for 1 payment of $997, okay? All you got to do is just click on the button on the side of your screen right now to go ahead and enroll, or you can go to mikezave.com/agency, all right? And again, if you want to get started right now and enroll, all you got to do is click the button on the side of your screen, and you'll see access to the program. Now, I thought this was pretty cool, so I wanted to give you as much value as possible and keep you at ease. And I really want to stand behind my product. And that's why I'm going to let you test drive the product for 2 full weeks. I offer a 14-day money-back guarantee, so you can watch the content, you can participate in the group, unrestricted access, and I'm giving you 2 full weeks to review what's on the other side. And if you're still skeptical, you can get a 100% refund. Simply sign up, complete the first 2 modules, do the homework, and if you think it's not for you, you can request a full refund. And I don't care if it's 13 days, 23 hours, and 59 minutes from now, you'll still get a full 100% refund. Again, all I ask is that you give it a fair chance by actually completing at least the first 2 modules. You do not have to complete the whole course, just the first 2 modules and do the homework. As long as you do that, you'll be eligible for a refund if you're not satisfied. But if you don't log into the course and if you don't watch the videos, then you're not eligible for the refund. So you have to actually do the work. I do encourage people to actually take action and do the work. So once I see that you're on the other side, and then you'll be eligible for that refund. Okay. So again, it's a 14-day free trial. Basically, you can get set up for the 14 days money back guarantee. All right. So again, guys, if you want to get started, it's just 2 payments today of $597, or you can save $200 for 1 payment of $997. Now, guys, I do want to say that this offer is ending on Sunday, and I am starting the course on Monday. Okay, so these group of students are going to be in here on Monday. Okay, that's when the access to the course, or sorry, you'll have access right now, but I'm going to drip out content on a week-by-week basis for you guys. Okay, so on Monday, you guys will start getting the modules coming in. So again, offer ends, and then the course will start officially on Monday. So again, if you guys want to join, all you got to do is click the button on the side of your screen. You can click Give Me Access, or you can go to mikesave.com/agency. Now, I did want to do something special for the first five people who take me up on this offer right now, and I wanted to give them 3 exclusive bonuses. Now, I don't just want to make you money, but I want your clients to make money as well. Okay, so I wanted to add in this bonus bit right here. Basically, it's a real-time listing creation walkthrough. Okay, has a value of $2,997. If you guys just want this bonus separate, that's how much I would sell for separate. And basically what this is you're literally watching me as I build a listing from scratch, okay? So you literally watch my thought process. You see exactly how I'm going about doing the research, finding out exactly what to put in the listing, exactly how I structure the pictures, how I write the description, how I find the best titles. You literally see me as I do it in real time. And I'm literally thinking out loud, so you can see, okay, what is Mike thinking about? How is he setting up this? Oh, I see how he's focusing on the experience here. I see how he's focusing on this. You catch all the nuances and the details because it's literally a walkthrough of how I'm building them. So it's really valuable. I want to throw that bonus in here. I'm also throwing in this bonus called Fully Booked Secrets. Okay, and basically what this is it shows you in detail how to set up your calendar and how to have the best pricing possible. Okay, so I'm going to show you like how I mentioned earlier, those tools where you see when to charge, the most price and when to charge the least price, and all those tools that we use to basically optimize our pricing. That's in Fully Booked Secrets. Okay, this also covers in depth about the search rank. Okay, so that's going to be fully in this course. Everything you need to know about search rank settings, that's all in here. Okay, so Fully Booked Secrets, and then one more bonus is the credibility packet. So I kind of touched on this earlier, guys. I mentioned that if you have a credibility packet that you can hand to people, that you can send to these clients, it's going to extremely extremely help you close more deals and get clients a lot faster. So I'm just going to give you my credibility packet. You can use it. You can get started right away. You can leverage what I've already built. So you can literally just take what I have and run with it. Okay. So this is probably one of the biggest, most valuable pieces that I could give anybody. Okay. I can't give this out to everybody. So I want to keep this as a fast action bonus only for people who are signing up right away. Okay. So again, you're going to get access to the 30-day agency program for $2,000. It's a value of $2,907. Oh, I didn't complete the slide. My bad. But here are just some quick reviews from people that I've worked with. Chad Price says that he's very skeptical at signing up for these programs, but my program was 100% worth it. He's able to get his listing up within the first few weeks, and he's already creating passive income. Here's another one of my students who this was at about like 10 days in. He's like, hey, I already got my second contract for this one, and he's just killing it. He's just taking massive action. Okay, Millie says you get a ton of value from this course and personal attention. Whatever reasons you're holding back, Mike helps you find a solution. He gives you practical advice and helps you tackle the entire business. It's incredible how open he is about his experience. Learn from a pro. So thank you so much, Millie. So again, you're getting the 30-day agency. You're also getting access to the mastermind group, okay, which is value of $1,997. You're getting the listings critique videos. You're also getting the treasure map strategy. You're getting the sample proposal contracts and onboarding videos, which value of $997. And you're also getting the real-time listing creation walkthrough. So I talked about that, and you'll actually see me create listings, which are super important. You're gonna get the fully booked secrets training, so you can get to the top of the search rank and know how to charge for optimal pricing, so you can charge the most money possible. Okay. And you're gonna get the bonus. So one of the bonuses that I want to throw in here was a profitability calculator, and so a total value of $18,976. Now, so you can get started today for 2 payments of $597 or 1 payment of $997. All right. So if you want to save some money, if you want to save $200, you can simply go with the 1 payment option, $997. So again, guys, you can get started by going and clicking, give me access. You can click that button on the side of your screen, or you can go to mikesave.com/agency. And again, guys, the course is going to start on Monday. Okay. So for those of you who are joining, the course will start on Monday. Now, with that said, I want to talk a little bit about money for a second. A lot of people think that money is evil. They think if you're evil if you ask somebody for money, right? And you have to understand that you're going to be basically working with clients and taking a commission right from them. So you're going to be asking for money in a sense, just like I'm asking for money today from you for this program. Now, money is not evil. It's a tool for exchange, okay? So if you go to the grocery store and you want groceries, you're hungry, what do you give them? You give them money and they give you groceries. It's a tool for exchange. That's it. That's all it is. Now, I believe what I'm offering is worth more than what I'm asking. That's why I want to give you this chance to invest today, because I think it's a big deal for you and your future. To be quite honest, it's not going to change my life much, or really at all. I'm still going to wake up tomorrow and do the same thing I do every single day. But if you invest in yourself today, it's going to change your life. It's going to make an impact on you. It's going to change everything for you, okay? It does not change anything for me, but it does change something for you, okay? Money is not evil. Money is just a tool for exchange, okay? Now, do you have disposable income? All right, speaking of money, if you've read that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it talks about rich people and poor people. It talks about how rich people buy things that make them richer. They buy assets. They invest in education. They invest in stocks, bonds, and real estate. Whereas poor people buy things like fancy cars, expensive dinners, things that don't give them a return. So if you go to a dinner with a potential client, that's one thing. But if you go to dinner and you spend $100 on some food, you don't get that back. That money doesn't make you any more money. Everybody has disposable income. That's the money you spend on things like candy, alcohol, cigarettes, restaurants, movie tickets, whatever. What I'm asking you today, to take some of that disposable income that you most of the time you're spending anyway on stuff that's not going to make you richer, and instead spend it on something that's going to make you richer, something that will make you more money, and basically be like rich people that Guy Kawasaki talks about in his book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Okay, now here's the bottom line. You can have money or you can have excuses, but you can't have both. So the bottom line is right here, right now, today. You have a choice. Okay. You can go back to your old habits, fall back and do exactly what you did yesterday and the day before, and go back to your old life, or you can make a change. Okay. You can change your life. Bottom line, if you want to get started, you want to build something great. I've helped a lot of people do this already and build, their Airbnb business. I'm here for you. Our community is here for you. So you can get started today. Really, What I'm trying to do here is save you some time, okay? There's a huge difference between my time and money. See, the thing is, money replenishes. It's a funny thing about money. If you lose or spend all your money, what happens 2 weeks later? You get a paycheck from your job, money replenishes. Let's say you lose your job. Who spends the check, right? The government sends you a check, the money replenishes. It's always coming back. But what about time? Time doesn't come back at all. So I don't want you to have to keep hustling and missing out on all your personal time. I want you to be able to enjoy traveling, learning, being there for your husband or your wife, your significant other, seeing your son or daughter play ball or dance or whatever it is, enjoying the company of your extended family, your friends, or whatever. That's why I want to give you back that time and teach you something that's going to allow you to have a lot more, time and a lot more wealth. Okay. So if you guys want to get started, again, you can get access to the course. Just there will be a button on the side of your screen. Also, let's jump into some Q&A. All right. I'll try to read through the chat right now and see some questions you guys have. And again, guys, if you want to get started today, you can get started. There's for 2 payments of $597 or 1 payment of $997. Now, if you guys want, I haven't looked at the chat too much, so I apologize, guys. I'll try my best to scroll through it and look for some questions in here. All right, awesome. So some people think, can I get started, even if I don't live in an area where there's Airbnbs, right? Or maybe the area that I live in doesn't have that many Airbnbs. So absolutely, that's kind of the coolest thing about this is that, you can do this virtually if you wanted to. You can literally go on Airbnb right now, pick a market that is a good market, start contacting people on Airbnb and get started right away, right? It doesn't matter if you live there. You don't have to physically be there. I'll teach you strategies that you can basically do this without even being there at all, ever physically. Now, with that said, it's definitely nice when you're local, when you start local, get your first one locally, but you don't have to, okay? You can do this pretty much anywhere, which is really, really cool. Excuse me. Awesome, guys. So some other questions people ask are like, how do you get it automated? What are the steps exactly to do that? What are the tools that we use? And that's something that I cover in detail, okay, in the course. I'll be teaching you exactly the tools that we use, okay? Exactly step-by-step how you automate the system. Okay, the very first thing that I want to do in the course is show you guys how to be confident with getting results for people. So I'm going to walk you through all the tools that we use. I'm going to walk you through how to set up an Airbnb listing and how to really get everything dialed in before you even go and talk to people, before you even go to talk to landlords or other people, so that you already know all the systems, you already understand the process, so it becomes very, very easy for you when you're talking to them. Okay, another big thing is knowing exactly what to say in that script. I'm going to show you literally videos of me talking to landlords, right? Talking to real estate investors. What do I say? How do I structure that agreement? Okay. How do I, show them? What information do I talk about? All of that, I have an entire 30-minute training showing me talking to an actual real estate investor, exactly what I say word for word. So you'll see that. I have phone calls of me talking to real estate investors. You'll see all of that. All the objections that you can think of, it's in there. You'll see all of that. So I go in detail, guys, about everything you need to know to set this up, okay? Awesome. So somebody asked about the contract. So one of the biggest things, like I mentioned, is I'm going to give you guys a sample contract. Now, again, I'm not a lawyer, so I can't say, hey, I'm going to give you a legal document, but you can take that and use it for yourself, okay? So I can give you a sample. You can take it and use it for yourself, all right? So that's the biggest thing. I keep the contract super, super simple. At the end of the day, these people are going to want to work with you because you're making them more money, right? You're making them a lot more money, and it's not because you have a contract with them that they want to stay with you. It's because you're making them so much more than they would with their rent, or you're making their life so much easier, right? So that's really what I rely on. I don't rely on some super complicated contract. The contract is very simple, and people just love working with me because I take great care of the property, and I make them a lot more money. So that's the biggest thing. So I'm going to show you exactly what I do to get results for clients, how to get those 5-star reviews, everything you need to know about that. I call it hospitality hacks. Okay, all the secrets of getting those 5-star reviews. All right, there are a few step-by-step processes that I use. One of the things that I do is called a review request, and I'll talk about all that inside the course as well. All right, guys. So I'm going to wrap up here in just a second. If you guys have any other questions, let me know. I appreciate you guys kind of jumping on here, chat with me today. Again, if you want to get started, it's just 2 payments of $597. or you can save $200 right now and just get started with a one payment of $997. There will be a link on the screen, so you can go ahead and click that, or you can go to mikesave.com/agency. Donna asked, should we get a business license? You don't have to when you're just getting started. So technically what you're going to be doing is you're a listing. You can call yourself a listing agent. So, it's a very loose term. That's kind of the way that you go about it. You don't need a business license. As you get more professional, you can go ahead and set that up. And it might depend on your state. But for the most part, you're simply helping them set up their Airbnb. There's nothing fancy about that. I do recommend getting an LLC, and I'll talk about that in the course as well. But all these things are not necessary for you to get your first client, right? You could get your foot in the door, start making things happen, and then, formalize the rest of the business. But I will talk about that. I'll set up, I tell you I think it's module 2, how to set up your business in 72 hours. So talk about all those little minor details as well. But good question. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up here in just a minute. I appreciate you guys, again, coming on here. So excited to kind of share this with you, some of my story and how I got started with this new strategy. So again, guys, I'm so excited to kind of get started on Monday with those of you who are in the course. Again, I'll just kind of quickly run through some of the pieces in it. So there are 4 modules. It's going to be a 30-day program. Awesome. I see Ron's in there. Awesome, Ron. So I'll be reaching out to you shortly and give you a few more details. Donna, so if you want to get signed up, you can go to mikesave.com/agency, or you can simply click the link. You'll see it there. It says give me access. Awesome, guys. Excited to have you in the program. And again, we're going to get started on Monday. Okay. And just to kind of clarify all the things that you guys are going to be getting, as I mentioned, you're going to get the core modules. We'll be going through the hi, Samantha. Awesome. Glad to have you on here. So, going through those core modules, I'm going to be showing you how to get everything set up, how to get your first client, all that good stuff is going to be in there. Then after that, I'm going to show you the listing video. So you'll see exactly what I do to list the property. We're going to go through all these different bonuses like the fully booked secrets. Again, a lot of these things. I even have the profitability calculator, which I didn't talk too much, but that's going to be in there. That's an awesome little piece. It's a little tool that you can use to project exactly how much money you're going to make from each Airbnb, so you can see what's going to be the best option. And also that credibility packet, guys. That's so key. Knowing exactly what to send to the landlord, or having some kind of formal document where they can see, wow, this is a professional business, this is a professional person, and I'm going to help you get that started right away. So you can actually leverage some of the things that I have. Even if you're starting completely from scratch, that's totally okay, because I'm going to help you, leverage assets that I have. Okay. All right. Awesome, guys. I'm happy to have you on here. If you have any more questions, just let me know. Also, you can reach out to me on my Facebook Messenger. Okay, I have either me or my assistant will reach out to you and respond, or you can reply to one of my emails. Okay, and we'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Now, again, those fast section bonuses are going, guys. Those were only for the first couple people. So if you want to get in and get those additional bonuses, as well as the credibility packet, that is a fast section bonus, which means you have to be one of the first people to get in the course to have that. I really don't want to give that to everybody, because that is a kind of a big piece of my business. But again, so if you want to get those, get in as fast as possible. This offer does end, and then I'm going to start the program on Monday, guys. So excited to have you on here. Thank you so much for joining tonight. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Again, look out for my emails. I'll be sending out some additional information later tonight or tomorrow. So be on the lookout for those emails. And again, if you have any questions, go ahead and shoot me a message on my Facebook Messenger, either me or my team. We'll try to get back to you. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Talk to you guys soon. Have a good rest of your night.